From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Welcome to this special edition of Cronkite News. I'm Mitch Casada. Thanks for joining us. The Hearst Journalism Awards program, known as the Pulitzer Prizes of Collegiate Journalism, were established by the William Randolph Hearst Foundation in 1960 to provide support, encouragement, and assistance to journalism education at the college and university level. The Cronkite School has finished in the top 10 nationally on the Hearst Awards for the past 14 years. Tonight, a compilation and celebration of some of our award-winning feature stories from the competition, stories that take us into communities where Arizonans are working to make a difference.
The fight for endangered species is an ongoing battle. The states of Arizona and New Mexico share a common battlefield for the Mexican gray wolf and its ability to thrive. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Hill took the trek to Reserve, New Mexico to see how this animal has raised economic concerns.
On this cold, windy morning, these groggy wolf pups are being re-released into the wild.
You can't find them out here.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service picked up these pack mates along the Blue Ridge Reserve on the Arizona-New Mexico border. The pups were shot with tranquilizer darts, picked up by helicopter, and brought to a landing area where vets checked them out, vaccinated them, and fastened on their new tracking collars.
Nationally, as a country, we've certainly decided that we want to recover these species, and locally, it's harder on folks.
Back in 1998, efforts began to bring this population back from the brink of extinction. It also began a feud between local ranchers and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, with a high price on both sides.
It's a lot in this particular helicopter operation. Most of the time, the field crews are spread out across the two-state area. You know, it's probably $100,000 on the helicopter operation.
That is just one piece of the pie. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's annual budget for the Mexican Gray Wolf Project is around $2 million. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service thinks that the re-release process of the Mexican gray wolf is going just fine. But for members of Catron County, a sprawling ranching community located near many national forests, it has a cost that impacts them where it hurts the most.
I've lost a lot of cows and a lot of calves. Lost about 111 cows and over 300 calves. If I could have sold those cows and those calves, that would have been about $750,000.
Ranchers like Thiessen feel the Mexican gray wolf is an economic burden. The federal government is trying to ease their financial struggles with a compensation plan. Thiessen says he may have been reimbursed, but the fund did not completely cover his losses.
I'd say no. $4,500, that's 3 calves. They compensated me for 3 calves, and I lost 300 calves. If they want to run wolves on here, they should pay for everything, all the damage they do. If they don't want to pay for it, get the wolves out of here.
Thiessen bought his ranch from a family who lost their land due to economic hardships from the Mexican gray wolf, and knows it can hurt the price of his land as well.
They definitely could. Well, I bought it for maybe a third of what it should have gone for. There's more wolves now than there was when I bought them.
The economic problems that surround the Mexican gray wolf may not be solved for the time being, but Oakleaf continues to iron out concerns with ranchers.
You want to work with them and try to find solutions, and so you work with the individual rancher and discuss positive solutions.
On the Arizona-New Mexico border, I'm Ryan Hill, Cronkite News.
One of the major issues surrounding the reimbursement of farms is identifying whether or not the cattle was actually killed by a wolf. The remnants of the body are usually found far too late to properly identify the actual cause.
It's a mix of old and new. One Levine Dairy Company wants to show the next generation the old-fashioned flair milk once had. And as I show you, they're spinning the bottle back in time.
I just walk the corrals. I just go and check cows and see how it's going.
As the sun peeks over the Estrella Mountains, Kevin Dan's eyes and checks on his hooved employees.
And they'll come back and lay down in a nice spot, and this is when they make more milk.
And he has more than 1,000 Holstein cows to keep an eye on. They're milked up to 3 times a day, and the hundreds of gallons travel just down the road.
It's hard to believe this is in the city limits of Phoenix.
But this city dairy farm is doing things the old-fashioned way. Inside the factory, you won't find the latest and greatest technology.
We've searched all over the country to find equipment. We have tanks and bottle washers and bottle fillers and homogenizers and pasteurizers and all that stuff, and it's all refurbished.
Refurbished from decades before. They're trying to make plastic a thing of the past.
And now we're bottling our own milk in glass bottles, just like the good old days.
From farm to factory to fridge, this dairy is putting milk in your home within 12 hours of milking.
There's no denying that it tastes better. And I think we've sacrificed a lot of quality for quantity, and we're not doing that.
With their old school ways, they're trying to appeal to a 21st century crowd by making a milk trend with new flavors.
Add some excitement back to milk.
Nindi Wadwa was brought on board to put a spin on the bottled beverage.
Let's just have fun with it, let's think outside the box, and if we want to do something crazy, let's try it. You got nothing to lose.
Those crazy ideas: root beer, Arizona orange, and eggnog milk flavors.
And when they first opened and I tasted it, it was like off the charts.
Flavors that have brought new customers in for a taste.
I didn't think that orange milk was going to taste too good, but it is. It's really good.
A glass bottle is just the way to go.
One thing that I want to show you is right down this way.
For Kevin, it's not about being the biggest dairy producer in the nation.
We're making products that cultivate that culture.
Instead, he prides himself on building a Valley company, creating products for Valley residents.
We want to give back, create jobs. That's our biggest goal.
And of course, make his employees happy in the factory and on the farm.
The Dandyzen Dairy is in a few retailers right now, including AJ's Fine Foods. You can always go straight to the dairy near Southern and 59th Avenue and buy your milk there as well.
Rain was pouring down in Washington, D.C. today, making tourists shy away from Arlington National Cemetery. But one group is there no matter what the weather is like. Cronkite News reporter Brittany Bade has the story.
Forward! March!
The Sentinels March. Precise, respected, and everlasting.
Everything we do is not like anything you've ever done in your life.
Specialist John Arriaga guards the tomb of the unknowns.
Every time you cross that threshold of the chains and actually get onto the plaza, it basically just feels like the weight of every veteran, of anyone that's ever served and sacrificed, is on your shoulders, and you're just trying to do your best for them.
Sun, rain, or snow, the Sentinels continue to carry that weight.
Knowing that anyone buried in the ground that sacrificed all, knowing that they suffered way worse and didn't quit, gives you no excuse to quit when you're still living.
That endurance is what draws more than 4 million people a year from all over the country to Arlington.
I guess I'm inspired of their dedication.
The freezing rain pouring down today is testament to the soldiers' dedication.
I was honestly shocked when we walked down here and saw that he was just wearing his little coat and then just not even a warm hat or anything.
Despite the discomfort the elements bring, inspiration is found in every march.
I'd say my best day is probably the day of my dad's death.
A chance to pay respect to his father, a Vietnam veteran. Arriaga marched for 12 straight hours that night.
That was my way of just spending that night with my dad.
One night just for his father, all others for his country. At Arlington National Cemetery, Brittany Bade, Cronkite News.
Each Sentinel guards the tomb of the unknowns for 3 years. After that, they are restationed. But the elite tomb guard pin is added to their service uniform.
The Arts District in downtown Phoenix is facing future developments that aren't sitting well with some of the residents in the community. Cronkite News reporter Jamie Warren is live on Roosevelt Row, where a protest is expected within the hour. Jamie?
The protest is expected to start at about 5:45, but first protesters will be meeting here at about 5:30 at what's known as the Bodega House. Now, this is just one of multiple buildings on Roosevelt Row that could potentially be replaced by apartment units.
By day, the Arts District on Roosevelt Row is full of color.
It's not Ahwatukee. I mean, it's not North Scottsdale. This is downtown Phoenix. It's urban.
And by night, music fills the streets as a community gathers every Wednesday on the front porch of a house that means a lot to Arizona native Adrian Fontes.
I had a business here, and my office is still in the building.
Many of the buildings on Roosevelt Row have a lot of history.
But now some of the same buildings that make the city unique face a unique problem. of their own.
We think adding apartment units to downtown is absolutely critical.
Developers for new apartment buildings have plans to demolish Greenhouse Boutique and Gallery, along with other buildings on the Arts Market block. One of them being Adrian's favorite hangout spot.
It's a tragedy that someone would be willing to, right here, create a 4-story monolithic, really generic block.
Since the buildings aren't categorized as historic landmarks, the city of Phoenix says there's nothing it can do.
As long as they meet, again, all the zoning ordinance and codes, they're good to go.
But it doesn't come without hesitation.
I think the bigger issue, though, is really about striking that balance and trying to figure it out. And it's hard. It really is hard.
Hard for those like Adrian, who says many have worked hard to establish the neighborhood's unique sense of community.
It's pretty hard to miss. A massive RV takes to the streets. But if you take a look on the inside, it's not built for road trips. Cronkite News reporter Megan Thompson is live in downtown Phoenix with a push that's revving up success for job seekers.
That's right. Start your engines to speed up your job search. Such a push by one organization, bringing the tools you need to succeed right on the road.
We are ready to go.
A couple times a week, Bob Smith gets up bright and early.
We have to get this party rolling.
He turns on the tunes and steers this big rig into needy communities across Phoenix.
The main thing I like about my job is that I can give back to the community.
You see, this RV is different than your typical mobile home. It's a spin-off from St. Joseph the Worker's offices. Inside, you'll find computers, clothing, and a job developer. The tools many underprivileged people may need to get back into the workforce.
But this transformed RV isn't just handing out jobs as it drives down the road. It's about giving people the tools they need to succeed so they can take the wheel and move forward.
And after Bob's done setting up the computers and getting the paperwork, he's ready to turn from driver into greeter. Now just waiting for someone to come on in.
Morning.
They've seen me at my best, and they've also seen me at my worst.
Robert Backey opened the door to the RV, hoping it will open a door to a new opportunity.
My children are, they're rooting for me. They're in my corner.
He moved to Arizona for his kids, but it was a substance abuse problem that set him back personally and professionally. Now he wants to show them he can do it.
So they want to see Dad do good. My grandkids want to see Papa do good.
And Bob says the people that are successful are motivated, just like Robert. So when he turns the keys to hit the road again, Bob knows the big rig has made a lasting impact, not only on the people he's helping, but also himself.
I didn't have a sense until I got into it as to the amount of satisfaction that this job would give me.
And it's that passion that's a driving force in the community.
Right now, there's only one mobile success unit on the road. There is talk of more, but St. Joseph the Worker just wants to make sure this one runs smoothly. Live in downtown Phoenix, Megan Thompson, Cronkite News.
Good foods are the cornerstone of any healthy lifestyle, but not everyone has access to them. Reporter Shane Dwyer went for a ride along with the newest way to get fresh produce.
It looks like a city bus. It sounds like a city bus, but the Fresh Express isn't here to pick up passengers.
To start my shopping.
It's the first full day of operation, delivering groceries to downtown customers like Dorothy Flanagan.
Oh, everything looks so delicious.
Flanagan normally treks a few miles to do her shopping.
Well, I'm not a very good cook, so this is just a snack.
Step aboard the Fresh Express and you'll find almost everything that you need for your next meal. From fruits like these bananas and even romaine hearts of lettuce for your next salad lunch, they got those too.
The goal? Hitting those food deserts.
It's an area that has little or no service or access to fresh and healthy foods.
And Balls Elementary School is the first early morning stop.
Hey, Dal, are you gonna get some lunch?
The closest grocery store is a half-mile down the road.
We had quite a few people who were just excited to have the easy access to the fruits and vegetables. So for them, they're like, yeah, great, I don't have to go to the grocery store.
From there, the Fresh Express moves on to the Salvation Army in downtown Phoenix. Fresh produce for these seniors is normally a little bit farther, 1.3 miles down the road or a 20-minute walk. While the retired bus is donated for pennies on the dollar and the produce is sold at cost, the Fresh Express isn't self-sustaining.
What we really have to do is raise about $150,000 a year to operate this.
But it's a cost worth paying for healthy eaters, both young and old. In Phoenix, I'm Shane Dwyer, Cronkite News.
And it doesn't take a fine restaurant to find gourmet food. Reporter Dan Neely found a man who's cooking up some good meals on wheels.
Michael Brown starts the day at 5 o'clock a.m.
Picking up meats, picking up produce, the opening procedures, getting everything set up.
As owner and head chef of Jumburito's Cajun Grill, Michael has to make sure everything is ready in the kitchen long before he starts serving.
A little tense. It's an adrenaline rush. But most importantly, when I get too crazy like that, I just go to myself and I smell the food. And I go, that's what it's all about.
Michael started working in the restaurant industry 35 years ago, but now, rather than opening the doors to his customers, he drives to them.
The exciting part is, leaving the yard with a pot full of gumbo and some jambalaya, and it's like you're mobile. It's like you're bringing the food to them.
Michael owns one of 265 food trucks licensed in Maricopa County this year. That's up from 256 all of last year.
They're definitely becoming more popular, specifically in Arizona. I'm not sure how it is in other markets, but I know since we didn't start, the food truck churn didn't start here, we've just noticed it's been booming.
The national trend is even more pronounced. One report says Americans will spend $630 million on food from mobile eateries this year, up from $608 million in 2010.
Spend an afternoon here and it's easy to see that business is doing pretty well. The food is tasty and it's not too expensive, but above all else, Michael says it's the variety of dishes that makes a difference.
Where else can you go and have a gastronomical experience where you have gourmet hot dogs, gourmet Cajun,
Navajo fry bread,
tamales,
gourmet barbecue,
chicken hot dog with macaroni and cheese?
Like many other food truck owners, Michael hopes it will be a stepping stone to something bigger.
This became a sub-business plan to help raise money for the 16 storefronts that we want to have in the valley eventually.
But for now, he'll continue to serve his food wherever there are willing customers, taking what was once a quick lunch and turning it into a gourmet experience. In Phoenix, Dan Neely, Cronkite News.
A lot of us remember riding bikes around the neighborhood when we were kids. I know for myself, I had a great bike that I loved taking down the shore with me and riding on the boardwalk every single summer. Well, recently, I visited a neighborhood just a short walk from downtown Phoenix, where the bikers are not the only thing that are doing the riding.
Sounds. Walk by this backyard workshop in the shadow of downtown Phoenix too fast, and you'll miss the sound of a neighborhood coming together. For entrepreneur Derek Pacheco, bikes and the voices that go with them are the groundwork for community success.
It's given the community a power, a place to go, a reason to get out of their house, a reason to stop paying for gas.
Pacheco's Hood Ride, a one-stop shop for all things cycling, provides more than just a few bikes.
And for now, I'll put this in BMX land over here.
It's a place for people of all ages to gather, feel accepted, and maybe learn something.
He taught me how to wire my bike, adjust my seats, put on my wheels. He shows me how to make bikes.
Not everyone can afford a bike, so neighborhood kids work around the shop in exchange for life lessons and possibly even a bike of their own.
The first generation of kids that started coming through here 4 years ago, working on bikes, earning bikes, doing yard work, and becoming young adults.
Brand new parts line the wall of a recycled shipping container, one of two in the workshop. But the real work is in restoration. Pacheco makes sure to clean between every spoke.
I challenge you to find steel wool in any other bike shop around. They don't have it.
Because he knows that the greatest success comes with attention to detail.
But you just can't be scared.
And while the work goes on in the background, it's the conversation and the connections made in Hood Ride's eclectic workshop that mean the most.
This is probably one of the most interesting, important, and interactive boilerplates, boiler rooms that Phoenix has ever seen.
Providing a solid foundation for the future.
I'm building what I want to see Phoenix become.
In Phoenix, I'm Shane Dwyer, Cronkite News.
When you hear the term raw talent, you might think about sports, but as reporter Dan Neely tells us, one man's exceptional music skills have bridged the gap between two very different audiences.
It's Friday morning at Cactus Wren Elementary School, and students have gathered in the cafeteria to see this man. His name is Joseph Young, and he could be called an entertainer.
He can go into classrooms both in an instructive way, but also as a role model for many, many kids.
Joseph's background as a teacher made him perfect to lead the Phoenix Symphony's classroom concerts at Valley Schools.
It's classroom management on a grand scale. You've got to be entertaining and engaging. From our perspective, you've got to be informative and musical. It's a pretty big bill to fill.
And the people who know and work with Joseph Young say he's got a knack for his job, even at his young age of 29.
He's got a natural way of moving. It's somewhat of a cliche, but he's got talent going for him.
And although Joseph shares his passion with 8-year-olds, they're not his only audience, or even his largest. 24 times a year, he brings that same talent to an older and more sophisticated group at Phoenix Symphony Hall.
Joseph is also the resident conductor of the Phoenix Symphony.
I told my father when I was 16 that I want to conduct a professional orchestra by the time I'm 30. And so I did that when I was 24.
At once a showman before the audience and an artistic director, spending hours in rehearsals working with the orchestra.
For the pizzicato 156, is that long enough?
What most people don't know about Joseph is that he says he's an introvert.
I don't want to say it's an act, but it's not who I am every day. I like to be, I really like being by myself. I hardly answer a phone. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
But from the first time he picked up a baton, he found he was drawn out by the music.
When I got on the podium, I saw, okay, I have all this energy I can just let go. You know, all this energy, waving my arms, I can just let that go.
In front of an audience, Joseph says he transforms.
There are some hard times, but when it works, it's beautiful, it's exciting, it's hard to describe what it is.
But for Joseph, it's not about words. He lets the music speak for itself. In Phoenix, Dan Neely, Cronkite News.
Burn injuries are some of the toughest injuries to treat, but the Arizona Burn Center is one of the best in the nation at treating patients who have been severely burned. I recently visited the center where I got the opportunity to see how difficult and rewarding working at the Burn Center can be. With her shoe covers and hairnet on, Katie Wenzel is ready to start her shift.
Really come in like 6:53.
As a nurse at the Arizona Burn Center in Phoenix, Katie takes care of severely burned patients who are beginning their road to recovery. But sometimes for Katie, it's tough to just make it through the day.
I have to remind myself that there's a person under there, because really what you see does not look very human.
Every day, Katie takes care of patients like Jose Delgadillo, who came to the center just 1 month ago after suffering an accident where he burned 35% of his body.
I didn't think I was going to live, but thank God I'm alive.
As he sheds back tears, Jose is almost ready to go home, all thanks to the special woman who was always by his bedside.
She cared for me, she helped me when I needed. She's a really good nurse.
Like Jose, Katie also sheds a few tears from time to time.
I didn't fully cry last night, but I was very emotional.
Getting someone like Jose through recovery is one of the best feelings Katie can have in life.
It feels really rewarding to see that person be able to have their life. I mean, that's why you were doing all of that work in the first place.
In the end, Jose has just one thing to say to Katie.
I love you, Kat.
As they hold each other's hands, they both know the road to recovery may be long, but they say it sure is worth it.
Well, boxing is all about hours of training, conditioning, and taking punch after punch. But Natalie Pogorski shows us why some of the most challenging fights take place outside of the ring.
Stick it out, man. Stick it out.
I'm here every morning, 7 in the morning.
Keep going. All the other great boxers started somewhere. 30 seconds.
Tired hands, sore arms, and sweat. Another day of training at West Valley Boxing Club.
We come 20 miles every morning.
To this, a garage-turned gym.
filled with old punching bags, donated equipment, and dreams. Even with temperatures well above 100, they just keep coming.
Really, really bursting at the seams. I mean, this garage is only so big.
Right now, there are about 15 fighters training in this gym, and it already feels pretty crowded to me. Robert's garage is a third of this space, and sometimes he has upwards of 40 fighters.
And no one pays a dime.
I had parents ask me all the time, well, how much does it cost? I said, I'm not charging anything.
He's a hero to these kids. He's actually a hero to me.
But he wasn't always this guy, the one who donates his time to keep these kids off the street. He used to be the one that needed saving.
Got into lots of trouble and was in and out of jail until I finally went to prison. I did 2 prison terms in California.
It was a time filled with anger, drugs, and gangs. He was heading nowhere, but a pastor in prison gave his life new direction.
I give God all the glory. I don't think there's any other way that I would have straightened out.
He teaches boxing because it's what he knows, what he loves, and because he believes it will keep them from his old ways.
It keeps us motivated to stay out of any kind of trouble.
That's the point. David used to get in trouble at school, but not since he met Robert.
Would I like to raise some champions out of this club? Yes. The bigger goal is to try to make sure that these guys here don't taste, you know, the type of things that I did. I mean, that really, really is where what would mean more to me. Excuse me.
He's gotten them off the streets, and now his boxers are ready to step into the ring.
Now it's like, let's compete already. Let's do it already.
But while the odds of one of his fighters becoming a champion are slim, the odds will not stop them from trying. It's never been about making champions. It's always been about making better men. In Buckeye, Natalie Podgorski, Cronkite News.
That's it for this special edition of Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
8 is Arizona PBS, a service of Arizona State University.